I'm really excited about this new show of yours. So you have a bunch of pieces behind you right now. So I guess I want to start from the top. Do you have a title for this show?
Yeah, we call it InstraMental.
2 words.
2 words, InstraMental.
Okay, and can you expand on the meaning of that just a little bit, just so we get a little hint of the show?
Well, it's instruments, and because we've dismantled them and changed them, they are a little bit mental.
Oh, okay. So let's just, for an example, look at that piece right between the two of you. It looks a little bit like a Picasso guitar.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that one?
We were at the Picasso Museum in Paris, and that the cardboard deconstructed guitar that he did has always just stuck with me. And then a while ago, just years ago, this teacher had given us all these brass instruments, right? And they were all like dented and, missing parts, and definitely every instrument we've used was dead. And just so people don't freak out that we're chopping up new instruments. And and so then when we got them, we had this idea of, let's do a collaboration with all these instruments. And so then it kind of finally, 5 years later, we did it.
So you didn't hesitate at all when this offer was made to take all these instruments?
Well, we do take a lot of junk. People come over. We don't refuse a lot of it because.
We do refuse a lot. I do, anyways. I refuse a lot. I get offered probably more junk than she does, but no, we're pretty discerning.
Yeah.
And those instruments are all really high quality, very interesting pieces of metal and objects, and they didn't take up that much space, so they were worth taking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then people just started, when they heard we were going to do this project, they just started dropping off bits and bobs of all sorts of instruments.
Right.
Yeah. Piano, you name
it. So the biggest was not a whole piano, bits of piano, I would guess.
I had to go and take apart a little. They had started, and I had to take apart all the parts that I wanted off of it.
Wow. So why now? Why 5 years later? Why were you not inspired when you got these instruments to get started, or why the timing?
I have been inspired, but Arnt has, because of this year, he doesn't have that, the crunch to fill the galleries and fill his orders, because they're non-existent right now. And so we do have the time.
It took COVID.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and fortunately, but it's been a really dynamic experience for both of us, because both of us work with objects, but the fact that he works with much larger objects, I'm smaller objects, and how we've combined them. And then we were a little bit nervous. Will this all go together? Because we were working on so many pieces at once. But once we hung the show, which you'll see in the little video, I think it really works well, and it speaks to each other. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is this the first time you've done this level of collaboration?
Yeah.
This level, yes. Oh, yeah. We have collaborated over the years on different pieces, but this one definitely is the biggest.
We've collaborated, but not as a show, not as
just
like helping each other out, really, with our pieces. But,
right. No, we've made pieces together. The crosses that we did for the gospel, that's right. And
so we've done them and read them. I'll stop talking.
No, and also I can't help thinking that this musical instrumental show is really, it to me, it connects Arnt, especially to your family background with all the music. Do you find a connection there with your own family background?
Absolutely. Especially, we had a whole bunch of clarinets, which my father and nephew play, and saxophones and things like that, and then of course trumpets, which my brother plays, and my and then the piano, my other brother plays.
Drumsticks, you play.
Yeah, so those definitely I was just related, that was just all, I've always been fascinated by the workmanship in those instruments, just how incredibly complex they are, and the craftsmanship is just, it's ridiculous, and most of us just sort of take it for granted, and especially when you start pulling them apart, you really realize just how insane these things are, and how they evolved to this standard like that. I mean, the guitar is obviously the simplest of them all by far, but clarinets and bassoons and trumpets, they're nuts.
Very complex.
How they came up with these inventions.
Yeah.
So this is very much like a material exploration then too. It's just looking at the materials, and I know that the way that you put things together is the absolute impeccable, kind of fascinating, and I don't even know the correct terms, but the kind of stuff that you do in your fine furniture making. So
Yes.
It's not just a bunch of gluing things together. What are some of the processes of putting this stuff together?
Well, for me, I mean, I've known Arnt's work for years, obviously, but working with him that closely, it was pretty incredible to watch. Like, he would find a piece of metal and it needed to be bent and then shined up, and then it needed to be threaded, and he would just go away, and then he'd come back with it. And so my level of appreciation for his dynamics of how he creates things and puts things together. So a lot of it is, we did use a lot of glue, but like really, really strong glue. But everything is extra bolted, or if it's glued and it looks kind of like, I wouldn't say a porcelain thing would be glued to a piece of metal. We would have to, insert a piece of wood inside and then glue it and then screw it, and so it's not falling off. That's
so there's lots of engineering.
Yeah.
Lots of engineering.
Yeah. And I have a huge studio full of tools and that can, like pneumatic nailers and welders and all kinds of stuff. So it's it's very handy for doing stuff like that.
So because each one is so unique that you'd need a unique process to put it together. So can you give me a sense of like how long it would have taken, for example, this piece that you have just behind you, Arnt, that looks like
this one.
Dr. Seuss made it, that one.
Yeah, this is an old French horn, and which my sister Holly used to play, the French horn in the symphony, and that's just another oddball instrument. And so when I saw that French horn, I knew I was going to do something with it, and or we were going to do something with it. And the first thing that happened was the tap. Just oh, that's perfect. Just stick that on there, and then it just went from there. And then I got the idea to use a plumbing pipe to extend all the tubing. In fact, I took some of the tubing off, the stuff that you normally see, and just went off in different directions with it, and then stuck some valves on it, and it just started. As me and Val were looking at it, and as it progressed, it progressed over a couple of weeks, actually probably 3 weeks, and just Val would always say, "Okay, let's just leave it. Just don't do anything more to it," because I'd be just like wanting to stick more stuff on it, and she'd go, "Just let it rest. You don't want to overdo it." And okay, and then
that's part of the collaboration too, isn't it?
Yeah, she's really good at that. Yeah, and I just want to, full steam ahead. And then it was, the final parts that were added were up on the horn. Oops, and that just really kind of made the whole thing, just
right.
So
right.
It was really fun process.
Yeah, because I know that, Val, you do that. You'll make something, you'll put it away, and then you'll add something to it, or take something away and then leave it. And so it's something that might be made over quite a long period of time.
Yeah. I find that it has to, and my process is I lay it all out, and then I photograph it, then I change it around, then I photograph it again, and then I'll look and I'll go, oh, no, it should have been the first way. Where with Arnt, he's like, okay, oh, this would be cool. I'll go cut this. No, oh, okay, well, we'll use it like that then.
Maybe I shouldn't have cut that.
Yeah, so we both learned from each other, for sure.
There's so many ways you can go with this discussion about this, but I think the point is for people to come down and look at, because each piece has such a story to tell. So I'm just going to leave it there. Can you just say, when's it opening? When can people come and see these pieces?
So this Saturday, March 6th, 2021, we are opening for first Saturday. That's noon to 5, and we're at 800 Keeper Street. And then it will be the next first Saturday. So there's many more studios as well open. There's 5 artists in our building. And so www.firstsaturday.ca to find out who's open. And so we'll show it again in April, and then it will go in, I have a little, the AMP window gallery, and then it will go there in May. And hopefully it will maybe go to some jazz bar or something. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole life ahead of these old instruments, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to try to share a screen and play this video just for a little bit of a taste of some of the pieces that are up now. Sound good?
It does. And I just want to thank you, Carlyn Yandle, because we haven't even introduced you. And Carlyn is also in the AMP window gallery for the month of March. So it's a double whammy here.
Okay, here we go.
So the music didn't come on that. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it. Oh, we can.
Oh, well, you can give a little narrative here.
It's classical, as I remember, it's classical piano music. So
yeah, I was playing Mozart.
Kind of appropriate.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, these pieces themselves, they have so much connotation for music. I keep looking at them and thinking, like, what would that sound like if you tried to play it? Yeah, it's fascinating. Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Really good talking to you guys. I hope that, well, I know you're going to get a lot of interest in this. So it's nice chatting with you.
Thank you, Carlyn.
Thanks,
okay, goodbye.
Bye now.
Bye.